So hi everyone. Today we have interview with one of amazing entrepreneur from US, Caleb. Caleb, hi. Tell me please
Everyone.
a little bit more about your business, what are you doing, what is your general idea?
Advertising agency. We're based in Carlsbad, California. Been around since about 2012, and we're really focused on kind of helping businesses achieve their objectives through kind of targeted social advertising. So we work in a number of industries and work with a number of customers throughout the U.S., Canada, and really worldwide. Really excited to be here today and be doing the podcast. So thanks so much for having me.
Welcome. And do you have the aim to start this business when you were a student?
So I didn't really have the vision of C Squared Social, while I was in school doing it. I think from, a young age, I was interested in starting a business and becoming an entrepreneur. I think, a lot of kids grow up wanting to be an astronaut or a firefighter or a doctor or something. For me, it was trying to be an entrepreneur. That's what excited me. So the idea of C Squared Social, my brother and co-founder Cassidy, we really came up with the idea right when I was just out of high school. So about 17, 18, and about a year of refinement and kind of going through it before launching it. So, while I was in school, I wanted to be in business, and I knew that's what I wanted to do after school. But the idea of C Squared really came out, after high school.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. And the advertising market, it's full of competitors. I think the same like in IT and especially in US. And how do you make a score social unique? So tell me, please.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I definitely in the marketing space, it is competitive, and I would say it is pretty crowded right now. But I think with any industry, if it is competitive, I think you really just have to focus on the quality of product and the customer experience. I think with those two things, you can really have a competitive advantage. And for us, we're always trying to say if we can deliver a customer experience that's unmatched and we have a product to back that up, that we're going to keep our clients coming back to us even in a crowded space. And I think those are really the keys to success in any space, especially if it is crowded. You just really have to focus on the product.
Okay, got it. I am personally work a lot with California, customers in California, and I know that California is a place full of opportunities. In your sphere, is it help to improve your business? Or it doesn't matter if you base it on New York, California, Alaska, whatever?
I started the business in Boise, Idaho. And we ended up moving it down to California, I think for part of that reason that, there are a lot of tech companies, a lot of marketing companies in California, a lot of great colleges, a lot of really great people in the industry. So when it comes to recruiting, which is always a problem for a lot of businesses, there are a lot of great talent here. So I think it does help to be in California, and you also can't beat the weather. So that also helps.
Okay, got it. And here you need some investments.
We haven't. We've run off cash flow since we started the business. I think that's a bit unique. I think a lot of startups nowadays, raise VC money, and that's just a route that we haven't gone. I think there's pros and cons to both. In raising VC money, you lose a bit of control, but you can grow a bit faster. For us, it's a little bit slower growth, but you definitely hold more control and can be a bit more agile, which I think has helped us out.
Yeah, totally agree with this position.
Yeah.
Tell me please a little bit more about the biggest problem, what you have when you start your business from the very beginning. So what was the hardest for you?
I think for any, starting company, it's money. I think that's always the biggest, number one thing that you're going after. So for us, in starting C Squared Social, it was, really trying to find a business model that was not capital intensive to start. And so I think money is always a challenge for a lot of starting companies. Kind of a problem nowadays, or as later on, I think any business, regardless of size, is also talent. You're only as good as your team, and finding good people is also a big challenge as well. So I think between the money side and finding good talent, those are big challenges always.
Okay, got it. And how do you improve your own marketing? Do you have some in-house team responsibility for this, or you do it by your own, or you use outsource, whatever?
Yeah, in digital advertising, it's a fast-moving space. It's constantly evolving, constantly changing. We have a really great team here in-house that is constantly looking at trends, looking at what's changing, trying to find new ways to improve the product. So really, it's an ongoing thing, daily, that we're trying to look at what the new trends are, what the platforms are doing, best creative to be using, best technology to be developing in-house that marries with our targeting and our marketing. So we do it in-house, and it really is an ever-changing thing. So we're constantly looking to evolve.
Okay, got it. On this listening, I found that in 2018 your revenue was more than 2 million. And what is your aims for next year, for 2020?
We're forecasting about 10 million in revenue for 2020. And we've been able to grow 100% a year for the last 3 years, and we're on pace for doing that again in 2019. So I think if we continue the trends and keep the growth moving where we're seeing it go, I think we'll do about 10 million in 2020.
What is the mechanism you use for this so quick bootstrap?
Say that again.
I asked, what is the mechanism are you going to use for this faster bootstrapping?
For sure. I think a lot of it, I think with any business, it's, you have to save more, sell more, or increase your, revenue per customer. And for us, again, it's kind of looking at saving, or we're trying to improve upon the customer experience, the customer service we're providing to help do that. With the selling more, we're really looking to scaling our team and evolving our product to be able to sell more. So we've scaled our sales team significantly, and that's what we need to do. And then trying to increase our product depth. So going into new like Google and YouTube and Facebook Messenger, really trying to broaden our product offering to have a bigger service that we can offer to existing clients and new clients.
Okay, got it. Caleb, what is book or books you could recommend for young entrepreneurs?
There are a few books I really liked reading, kind of getting into business. The Lee Iacocca autobiography is very inspiring. How he turned things around with Chrysler, talks about problem solving and challenges in business. I thought that was very inspiring. One I've read recently is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. That's a very good book, talking about just economics and capitalizing on timing of an industry. And then Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. I really like that book. It talks really about kind of the sales psychology and of how to get consumers to buy and how to think like them. So I think those are 3 good books that kind of cover different topics but are very helpful.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned a book regarding the resolve problem in business. I recently finished to read McKinsey Method. It's a book for solving problem in business. After reading this, I was very inspired. Very interesting book from my opinion. Unfortunately, I haven't read books what you mentioned, but I also could recommend this book, McKinsey Method, about solving problems.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll look that up. I'll have to read that.
Yeah, after our podcast, I can send you a link to Amazon.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, thanks. And do you have some books or maybe event, moment, whatever, what changed your life and business for the best?
There's kind of a few moments I could think back on. that kind of put business in a better trajectory. One that kind of stands out to me was, early on at C Squared. I remember we had a client that was, pretty substantial in size for us at the time, and it was something that had been around for a while, and I think we got a bit complacent with expecting that client to stick around. We flew out to them and we met with them, and they ended up scaling back their business with us significantly. And I think that was a big eye-opener for us. That was a very tough day, but I think it was a great learning lesson, and I think it's what kind of sparked us to understand the importance of, not putting all your eggs in one basket and really focusing on growing the business and not getting complacent. And I think from that day we really try to put the pedal to the metal of growing and diversifying, and not being reliant upon an individual account, and focusing on sales and growth. And what kind of was a dark day really was a great learning lesson to help us kind of catapult us to the next level and put our focus on growth.
Okay, got it. Thanks. And could you please say maybe a few words for young entrepreneurs, what they should do, what they shouldn't do?
Yeah, I think perseverance is a big thing in entrepreneurship. I think it's, there's a lot of ups and downs in starting a company. And I think it's just trying to weather the storms and focusing, take a day at a time. And my kind of rule of seeing that you're moving forward is you can look back 6 months and that you're now than you were 6 months ago, your progress, and that's important. I think it's continuing to try to move things forward and not letting the ups and downs get to you, and just staying perseverant. I think with advice I would give, what to do is I think a big thing is, I think right now in the era of Instagram and celebritizing, founders like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, where that's great inspiration. I think some get a bit. You don't need to do that. You don't need to be a $1 billion company to be successful. I think being realistic with it, and kind of going into business for the right reasons, going into it for the passion, going into it because you love it, focusing on your team, focusing on the product, focusing on your customers, and the money part will solve itself. So I think get into business for the right reasons, and don't be unrealistic. Don't let other businesses kind of distract you from what you think you should be.
Yeah, you say very, very interesting thing when you describe what entrepreneurs should focus. You say focus team and on the after customer. Is it randomly a sequence, or is it your philosophy? First of all, you should focus on your team, and after your team will care about customer. Or first you should focus on customer.
I think focusing on the team, because at the end of the day, the team's going to be taking care of the customer. So you need to start with a great team and a great product, happy customers. And I think that's, again, that part will take care of itself. If you have a solid team and a solid product, you're going to have happy customers.
Yeah, seems like you are dream CEO for each HRs.
Probably so, yeah.
And seems like I have just one question what I would like to ask. Is it like a conclusion of our discussion? So how to make 10 million revenue in next year? Not just for your business, but in general.
In general, I wish I had that key to success. It was that easy, but yeah, I think, again, not to continue to repeat myself, but I think really having a solid product is always so important. A lot of industries are very competitive nowadays, and I think you really have to have a really solid product that consumers want, that is going to really speak for itself. And I think a lot of hard work, and again, perseverance, sticking with it, and just focusing on bettering the company each and every day. All those things will begin to take care of themselves. So I wish I had the exact key to success in that, but I think it's always good to start with a good product and be just kind of focusing on growth and what's working well, keep doing more of that. Keep scale it when you see what's working, pour gas in the fire and scale it.
Okay. Okay. So, Caleb, I really appreciate for your time for this discussion. If you have some question to me, it's the right time to ask.
I think I'm good, but I really appreciate you having me on, and congratulations on the podcast.
Yeah, please one more time since connection was interrupted.
Oh, it's no problem. I just said, yeah, I just want to congratulate you on the podcast and wish you all the best of luck with it, and excited to kind of see the growth on your side as well. So I appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Caleb, and I wish you good luck. Good luck with business, and have a great day.
Absolutely. Thanks, Max.
Bye-bye, Caleb.
Bye.
Caleb, I really appreciate for your time for this discussion. If you have some question to me, it's the right time to ask.
I think I just want to congratulate you on the podcast and wish you all the best of luck with it, and excited to kind of see the growth on your side as well. So I appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Caleb, and I wish you good luck. Good luck with business, and have a great day.
Absolutely. Thanks, Max.
Bye-bye, Caleb.
Bye.